Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
Starting to pick up.
Yep. Well, that'll be great on live, on a podcast.
Hey, we may lose one of these canopies. There it goes.
Oh, boy.
I knew that was going to happen.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Yeah, you're live, Irma. Welcome. What's up, Irma? How you doing? We got you. Hey, we're tapped into your computer there too, where you work. We can actually see you on video. I hacked your computer. So beautiful earrings today, Irma. You're always beautiful. Very nice.
You're so silly.
All right, here we are on what is this, Thursday, Chris?
Thursday,
here we go. Welcome in. Good morning, Huntsville. I know we had a little, we just showed I'm kind of, my brain's like in overdrive today. I'll get to that in a minute of why, but we were showing like a graphic, the color bar there. We're experimenting with something new when we go live. I don't know if we're going to hop right in to the start. I mean, we'll still try to start the show obviously around 7. I know we got off to a little bit of a later start this morning, but we're going to try to start the show right around 7. But leading up to it, for like the first 5 minutes, we may have like a stream starting soon, just so folks know that we're on. I've had some people reach out and say, hey, yeah, by the time we hop on, you guys are already like 5 minutes into it, 10 minutes into it, because I don't receive the notification right away.
Right.
So we may start doing like a little, hey, stream starting in 5 minutes, a little countdown, get everybody ready so they know what's going on. And if we do that, it'll probably be around 6:55, and then we'll try to get rolling at 7. But, man, here we are. Chris in the house today. What's up, Chris?
What's up? Good morning.
Good to see you, man. Everything going good in your world?
Yeah, everything's going great. Ready for the holidays, ready for some turkey.
Ready to get rolling. Turkey Day's right around. And we were talking before, that's a good drive for you coming in from Onalaska, man. So, I may cut you a break and say, hey, on the days you're here, we may just do it remotely. We had fun on the remote one last time.
Yeah, you get to meet my dog.
Yeah, man. And you got a handful of pups too. It's not just one or two.
Yeah,
you got a whole crib of them, man.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
You remember that show MTV Cribs back in the day?
Oh yeah, that was one of my favorite.
Who was
that in Pimp My Ride?
Yeah, Pimp My Ride.
With Exhibit.
With Exhibit, man. I remember all of those shows growing up. And whatever happened? What was the crib one? Who hosted that one?
That was who was it? It was they had a couple of people, but wasn't it God, I can't remember.
I can't remember who that. Oh, Ashton Kutcher did it. Right?
Ashton Kutcher.
Didn't he do it one time?
And then I thought no, not Carson Daly. It was one of the other. Yeah, it was Ashton Kutcher was there, and I can't remember who it is. I used to watch those though, but
That Pimp My Ride was one of my favorite ones.
Oh yeah, man, that was a great show.
And I started learning, like I was reading stuff because that Extreme Home Makeover, you know, that one that comes on too. I think they're starting to like bring that back, maybe.
Well, Vanilla Ice has a remodeling show, I think. I believe.
Man, we need to get our own remodeling show. We need to figure this one out.
I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah, someone had said, Exhibit was the one. I don't know if Exhibit did the home or the. Which one
I'm
are we
trying
talking
to
about?
think who did Cribs.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know if he did it or not.
It
Whatever
was
happened.
somebody funny.
Is Exhibit still around? Like, he didn't pass away, did he?
No, he's still alive. In fact, I think something popped up the other day about remembering Pimp My Ride and Exhibit.
I don't even know
Someone
what
had
happened
brought
to
it
these
up.
dudes. Well, I was thinking about shows, and of course, we'll lead into our show here in a minute, but I was thinking, I saw something the other day about Extreme Home Makeover, and the article was like, tons of families, houses being foreclosed on thanks to Extreme Home Makeover. And what it was is they were putting folks into these really nice homes, which was great. You think about a family in need, and you know, unfortunately, there's a lot of families on the show that have special needs children, and it's a serious thing, and they need to have handicap accessibility for their children throughout the home. And unfortunately, what's happening are they're building these homes, and they're building them so nice and extravagant that the taxes, when the years come around, start going through the roof. And now the folks aren't able to afford the mortgages on the home because it's not like they're just giving it to them. I thought they were just giving them these houses. But from what I read, they were saying a lot of these homes, you know, they still have to pay something. There's still some sort of a mortgage. But then you add in the taxes on them, and it's going through the roof. And a lot of these houses on Extreme Home Makeover, people can't afford them anymore.
That's crazy.
And that's the sad thing. It's like you come in and bless someone with this beautiful
Right.
home, and then it's like, oh, well, now the bank's going to take it away because you're not paying your taxes on it.
Well, that's like when you win a car at a casino or something. They give you a cash option because most people can't afford the car's taxes. When, you know, if you win them, like you got to pay the taxes right then and there. So, you know, some of them are like Porsches and stuff. So these people win these cars and they say, well, can you afford this car? And they go, well, no. And they just give them a cash option. So,
All right, let's go through a scenario real quick. Chris with us this morning. Chris, scenario here for you. $80,000 Escalade. Somebody says, hey, Escalade, it's all decked out, leather seats, seat warmers, everything you could imagine. Would you take the Escalade or would you take the cash option?
oh, cash option for sure.
Because you'd have to pay the taxes on the Escalade.
Yeah. I mean, you see what I'm driving out there?
Hey, you got a nice ride, dude.
It ain't nothing fancy. Hey, as long as it gets me to point A and B.
What are you driving?
It's a Camry out there.
Camry?
Yeah.
There's nothing
It's
wrong.
reliable, Toyota, you know.
There isn't nothing wrong with the Camry. You know, when I was in
But I had a BMW before that one, and believe me, it's the maintenance on them suckers, and if anything goes wrong with them, it gets expensive.
does the
So
B
I got my fancy car, you know, out the way. So
you already had that luxury, right?
Yeah, I already got that itch, scratched that itch. So.
Well, we want to welcome in those of you this morning, too, joining us on the Spirit Radio FM app. We just cranked that on, so good morning to you, all of you on Spirit Radio FM. We want to welcome you in. We are here on a Thursday. We'll get to Jennifer Augustinetti's Thursday comment. She always has a nice little inspiration to get us started, but here we go on a Thursday. Thanks for joining us as we're getting ever closer to episode 160. I think today 153 is where we sit at. We are here. Our good friend
Nice.
Chris from the Color Bar joining us this morning. And we are so thankful to be here in our studio. Studio is always brought to you by Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers and online at elliotsjewelers.com. And a big thanks to Paul Oley of the Gallery as well for all of your custom photography needs with Christmas right around the corner. Paul Oley is your guy. Go by and see him. Tell him you heard about us here on Hello Huntsville. And, of course, Mr. Chris being here with us from the Color Bar. And Chris, like I said earlier, for those that are hopping on Spirit Radio with us, I mean, you got a good little drive coming in from Alaska. What's the water like, man, out there? Is people still fishing? Is there anybody hopping in swimming, or is it getting too cold outside?
Well, it just got high enough to where people could actually put a boat back in there, but right by now, like you said, it's a little bit past the nice, enjoyable weather. Now there's just fishermen out there, strictly out in, you know, early in the mornings and stuff. But it's pretty dead lately. It's like I said, for most of the summer, it was actually too low for any boats to drop off in it. So,
Is it? I'm trying to think with the lake there, Lake Livingston. Is that what's there in Alaska?
right.
Do they have like a designated swimming area or Do
No,
work?
not
Is there
not
gators in
necessarily.
that lake? Like we
Yeah. There's in fact, someone just took a picture yesterday and posted them. There was like 3 gators on a log out there. I guess the water's too cold, so they're just propped up on a log. So
They're just
they said,
chilling.
it said something like, "Does anybody want to go kayaking or something?" Just joking around. But yeah, there's gators in certain areas. They say stay away from the coves right now over there. But yeah, there's like a sandbar somewhere. What is it? I don't know, Pine Island. And there's a couple other spots that people go and take.
get out there and go
yeah,
swimming.
yeah.
I'm not a fan of lakes. I'm not a fan of deep water.
I'm not a fan of water either, to be honest with you. I like to fish in it, but I don't like to go in it.
I was always so worried back in the day, and like I'm so thankful. Bridget's been with me for 10 years, and we've got 2 beautiful children. But I was always worried way before, and this was even when I met Bridget. The number one fear that always came across my mind was, all right, eventually this girl's gonna want to go swimming in a lake, and I'm not a fan. So you kind of have to like suck it up in a way and do it. I had never been on a jet ski before. It's funny, just 'cause I have this tremendous fear of water. I'm not
Yeah, I
gonna lie.
do too. I
Like huge fear. I'll go in a swimming pool, but I don't even like jumping in the deep end of the swimming pool. I'll chill.
I like a lazy river, and that's about it. I don't, like I said, I'll fish the water, but I ain't gonna get in it. I
Yeah.
know what's in it, so I don't need to.
I don't mind like being
I've pulled some stuff out of the water before.
Yeah,
boy.
you're like,
You don't-
forget that, right?
Nah, I'm not going in there.
like I can float on my back. I can tread water a little bit here and there, but to me, I'm just like, nah, man. I want my feet. I want to put my feet on the ground. But then on the flip side, like I don't mind flying. I like heights, those kind of things. But
Well, you'll
there's
do some stuff for love. I tell you, I went skydiving for a woman before. So
What was that like?
skydiving?
Yeah,
oh, it's
pretty
awesome.
fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's
So you have to go tandem your first jump, though, right? You're strapped into
the
somebody
first
else.
2 jumps.
But did you do any more? Or just the first?
Just the first 2, so the next one I can actually jump by myself, but I
All
don't
right.
think I want to.
Bridget and I have never been, so we'll invite you along. All right, man.
I'm not doing it again. probably. Not by myself.
We'll get Chris and we'll tell him unhook the man.
Because in case something happens with my, the parachute, I don't want to freeze. I want someone there to
make sure you're good.
to make sure I make it landing.
What would you do in that? So you think about I think it was H.W. Bush, the daddy. He's since passed away. It's been a long time, but I mean, this guy was still jumping out of airplanes in his 90s. And
Yeah.
and of course he went tandem. But you got to think, if you were up there and that thing wouldn't deploy, what would go through your
Well,
mind?
my brother was a professional skydiver. That's actually the first time I did it was with that girl. The second time was with my brother. But he actually, they used to jump into the Colorado State football games, the Colorado Buffaloes. He was
cool.
The Air Force. He was on the Air Force skydiving team.
Wow.
But yeah, actually, one of his chutes didn't deploy, and he had an emergency chute, but it deployed. They were doing a high risk. I don't know what they're called, like high level. They were doing stunts basically, and when sometimes you're coming in really fast, and I think he said his emergency chute opened up late. So when he hit the ground, he was, going really fast, and he blew out both of his ankles. In fact, he can't do it anymore because his ankles got blown out.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so that's what happens.
Coach Prime's over there at Colorado too now, man. Coach Deion Sanders is over there.
Yeah.
And they came out, the Buffaloes came out strong, like beat TCU, who's in the
man.
national championship. And now they've dropped like 4 or 5 in a row.
The reality hit him. They came back down to
I don't even know if they're
earth.
going to get a bowl game. And
Nah.
but I like what Coach Prime said. Deion said this. He goes, "It's on me."
Yeah.
He's taking complete ownership. It's all on me. And that's why when folks here, I'm just going to throw it out there because I know Coach Keeler very well. He's a great guy. Coach Keeler takes full responsibility for the Bearcats. And, they got off to a really rough start. First year in FBS. And I'm really proud of the guys because they found a way to put together a couple of wins here. They got their first FBS win against La Tech here this past Saturday. But I love Coach Keeler because he accepts the responsibility, as you should as a coach. And he said, "Look, that's on me." But he told me, he said, the guys are giving it every single. I can't. He just said they're giving me everything that they have. And it's a tough transition period. We look at a school like Texas State, and I don't ever like to make this like a sports show because honestly, I don't even really keep up with sports anymore that much. But you look at a school like Texas State who went to the FBS, to the big level of college football. It took them 10 years to get into a bowl game. This is the first year they made a bowl game this year coming up.
Really? I didn't even
first time
realize
ever.
that, yeah.
I think Sam
I knew
Houston.
they had a pretty scrappy team too. But
Yeah. Well, like Sam Houston, I think we're going to get there a lot quicker than a decade But like I said yesterday on the show, and it's a phrase that I use all the time, there is pain in the process. And maybe that's the inspiration this morning, is that you're going through a situation, things aren't going the way that you would hope, you're dealing with a lot of hardship. I know you and I were talking off camera, just some things that you've been battling, and we all go through hardships, but there's pain in the process. And sometimes that pain, we can either take it one of two ways. We can look ahead and say, you know what? I know I'm going through this pain right now, but I know the end result is going to be great. Or you can say, I'm going through this pain right now, and I'm going to let this pain just continue to indulge my life, and you're not going to get to that end result of where you want to be. And I know some people are going through some very hard things. I'm not saying that if you're going through a sickness, that just overnight things are going to get better, but there's pain in the process. And so that's the encouragement this morning, is just realize that sometimes when we're doing things, there is some pain. And but if you remain in faith and just say, you know what, today's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. And even if it doesn't, say it again tomorrow. And then a week or a month, you're going to look back and say, it did work out. You know what I'm saying? It's so tough to be in that mindset, though, Chris. You know that, man.
Oh man, I mean, every day you wake up is a blessed day, but you could be in a war-torn country,
Yeah, man.
fighting for your life right now. So, when your car gets run off the road or your dog gets banged up, you don't realize. To me, it ain't that big of a deal when you think about what other people are going through. So,
and that's
the way I look at it.
That's a good attitude, man. And I tried, to think too, like little things that people see me, oh man, Rob's always all happy and outgoing and all that. But I deal with things too, like everybody else. And there's times to where, I get frustrated pretty easy. Like last night, I was trying to get stuff done. Kids are crying. Bridget needed my help, and I get frustrated, and I'm like, man, I can't get anything done. But then I just have to stop and take a deep breath and say, you know what? This is a blessing to have children crying and to have Bridget needing things, and for us to need to be able to do something. And like the other day, simple thing, Bridget was saying, hey, like, can you clean the ceiling fan? I'm like, I'm in the middle of doing something. But I was like, you know what? I'm blessed to have a ceiling fan. I'm glad we got a ceiling fan in the house.
Absolutely.
And so those little things, it's so funny to think about and say, I'm happy that those things exist. It's something as simple as a ceiling fan, man.
Especially with the holidays coming up, the pressure of buying gifts and making it to, family gatherings and stuff is a lot of pressure, puts people, especially with the economy the way it is, it's going to be a lot of people stressing this next, but they got to remember, it's not about that. It's about, what it's really about.
The greatest gift you can give is a hug to your family. So just go give them a hug. Say, I didn't get you anything this year, but I got you a hug.
We'll see how my sister takes that one.
What's cool though, as you get older, I feel like the pressure, because then you start having more responsibilities of, man, I got a car payment, I got a mortgage, I got to pay my utilities, I got to keep the lights on. I still love the old school mentality. I still hear people saying light bill. I got to pay the light bill.
Yeah.
And I love that because my grandma used to say that, so sometimes I'll be like, man, I got to pay the light bill.
Hey, that's right. But keep them lights on.
You got to keep the lights on. But it's cool, Chris, as you get older, you start realizing, like, I really don't need to, like, go all out at Christmas because I want to, but if you're in a place financially to where you can't, don't run up a credit card because it's not worth it. Yeah. And Bridget and I have gotten really humble over the last few years because we're not going to go out and spend a ton on gifts for each other. I would much rather now buy gifts for my children. And it's so, and I'm at that age to where I just want like socks and underwear and maybe a belt.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying, man?
That's it.
So
the old cliche socks and underwear, yeah.
Socks, underwear,
but really,
and a belt,
that's. I mean, honestly, that's if I get that, I'm good. I mean,
I get happy, man.
Maybe a little Texans hat or something, and that's about it. I'm good.
How are the Texans? I haven't kept up with the NFL, man. Besides the Cowboys, how are they doing, man? They
good.
all right?
They're tearing it up. They're in the playoff hunt.
Are you serious?
They're 5-4.
So they'll finally be able to sing that song that Steven Jackson. He was.
C.J. Stroud's pretty much got the Rookie of the Year already sold up.
I need to keep up with this. There's a guy on the San Antonio Spurs back in the day named Steven Jackson. He was a rapper. He's from down in
Steven Jackson.
Man, where was he at? Like I can't think. He was down in Southeast Texas, Port Arthur. Port Arthur's where he's from. And he made. I
didn't realize that.
Yeah, he made up a rap one time because the Spurs were always in the playoffs, and he had a rap that said. And I think Coach Pop, like during the playoffs, they kicked him off the team. And I was like, man, come on. And I was talking to Tony Parker's brother one time. I knew his brothers, Pierre and TJ, and it was Pierre that was telling me he was saying something like, yeah, he was just like, he was too rowdy in the locker room, and he was like starting to be a bad influence on the younger players. And Pop was like, you're out.
He's the James Harden. He was the James Harden back then.
But his rap, it was funny because the Spurs were always in the playoffs, and one of his rap songs said, you on your days off while I'm in the playoffs.
Oh, my.
Because he was talking about teams that were kicked out. Oh, good times, man. Good time. Well, I didn't know the Texans were rocking and rolling. I've just been keeping up with the Cowboys. And
They just beat the Bengals this past week. It was a good win.
You think they could beat the Cowboys?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I still hate that grand opening of Cowboy Stadium, the big, beautiful $1 billion, at the time, cream of the crop stadium, the biggest. They were calling it like the new wonder of the world. And what happens? Houston comes in and spoils the Cowboys' debut, and they beat them the very first game in that new stadium.
They did.
Man.
They did get us last time, but that was preseason, so.
I'm not a Dak
preseason.
fan, though. As big as I'm a Cowboys fan, I'm not a Dak fan. I think that he has moments where he shines. And I think I'm still bitter about what happened to Tony Romo. Like, I was the biggest Tony Romo fan. I was in the Tony Romo fan club, man, when I was like in my mid-20s.
I like Tony Romo, but that guy couldn't win the big game. It's just he was cursed.
We won't get into that, but he had second all time more come from behind victories.
Yeah.
Only second to Peyton Manning all time in the NFL at the time. And the issue was that defense with Dallas was so terrible, and it put him in situations to where he had to find ways to come back.
Yeah.
And then and when you're in that situation, let's be honest, when you throw that interception, it's like, oh, you can't win the big game. But I'm like, he shouldn't even have had to been in that position to begin with. So we won't go down that trail, though, all right? I'll give you –
He'll always be known for dropping that field goal.
Against Seattle. And you thought he was going to score, too, man. Oh, yeah, those were sad times as a Cowboys fan. Hey, friends, let us know you're out there this morning. Chris and I having some fun here today. Let us know that you're out there. Let us know what you're thankful for. We do have a lot of folks that are already commenting in this morning throughout our social media feeds. I was at Wiesner Chevrolet here up the road on 45 for our Huntsville Leadership Institute class the other day. And there was a lady, I think it's Dolores is her name. And Dolores, Miss Dolores, if you're watching, I hope I got that right. But I don't think Dolores and I had ever talked before in person. Maybe somewhere we said hi, but I don't remember. But she said, oh, I watch that show every single morning here at my desk. And so, Miss Dolores, if you're watching this morning, welcome in, and thank you for being a part of the show.
Awesome. What's up, Miss Dolores?
So we have a lot of new friends that are joining us. Our friends over at Magnolia Kennel watching all the time now, Scott. We appreciate Scott and Steph. Man, if you're looking for a place, I know that they've got a lot of they're booked up with a lot going on right now. But you'll be hearing more about Magnolia Kennel starting next month as we're partnering with them on several initiatives. One of them is we're working on having a pet of the month here that's going to be coming into the studio, and so that'll be a fun segment. But we are working on several things. Just some education, pet education. You were talking earlier that your dog caught a nail, man. And, what do you do in those situations? What do you do in a situation if a snake bites your dog or your dog gets in a fight with the neighbor's dog? Maybe there'll be some educational pieces to kind of talk about those things because we don't think about them. Maybe your dog has a lump and you're getting nervous. My dog Fletcher started to develop a ton of them. And unfortunately, he ended up passing away because he just got old, man. And he was such a good dog. But he ended up getting a really big one, on his neck. And when it was small, the vet was like, oh, don't worry about it. And then it got bigger, and the vet was like, oh, don't worry about it. And then it got really big. He's like, oh, he's old. Don't worry about it. And it wasn't cancer that got him. He just died of old age. But he started developing these fatty tumors all around him. And so, we'll have some education on when should you take your pet to the vet, because you never know what's happening. And this morning, our good friend, Miss Phyllis is joining us. I know Phyllis Kennedy, she watches the shows, and she's on staff at First Baptist. But we'll be praying for you. She said that her pup has a bunch of little knots on him, and they've said that they may be fatty tumors, but they're going to send them off for a biopsy. And so, we'll be praying for you, Phyllis. But what do you do in those situations? Some people think, it's just a dog, he'll be all right. Should you take him to the vet or not? Those are the kind of things that we'll be talking about.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because they can't, they don't have a voice to tell you. You kind of have to just, I knew immediately when I walked in he didn't jump on me, something was wrong, so I started feeling on him, and obviously he had that open wound. But yeah, it's they're like family. You gotta check on them and make sure they're good and take them to the vet. pretty regularly. So
one of the big ones, like our golden retriever Mac, his paws are always red, and man, this dog just chomps on his paws all the time. And we finally found a vet that said, we know what this is. It's obviously everyone knew it was an allergy,
right?
But we had been given other medicine that never worked. Well, we went to another vet, and they had like this tube of stuff, and they said, just give him this. And I mean, you give him that tube of stuff, whatever it is, and I think it was actually a shot that they gave him, but he stopped. And I was like, man, we've been trying to combat this for like 6 years, and everybody, oh, it's the food you're feeding him, and oh, it's this and that. It wasn't. It really wasn't any of that. We couldn't pinpoint what it was because we changed his food. I don't like to change his food because then it messes up their stomachs.
Yeah.
But this vet gave him this big shot of something, and literally he stopped, and his paws got better.
Yeah,
So-
I'm actually changing my dog's food right now. So I ordered some Purina Pro Plan sensitive skin because my big dog has the same thing. Paws get red, and he's real itchy and stuff. And he's on Apoquil, which is like a dog allergy medicine, but his food is just I think he's allergic to the food, I believe. So
Yeah, and then
so,
that
and
happens.
and I've heard that. So I'm
It
gonna
does
try
happen. We always had him on like just this Purina. It's funny. I started sounding like East Texas. I'm trying to figure out how to say the word Purina. What you feeding your dog? Boy, I'm feeding him Purina. And I love. I'm from Texas, so it's okay for me to say East Texas. But we used to. I've always fed him like this Purina. I don't know what it is. No. Beneful.
Oh, Beneful,
And
yeah.
somebody, that's the worst food you could feed your dog. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, I fed all my dogs Beneful, and I've been so blessed. Like Fletcher lived to be 18, Jenny was 20, Mac is already like he's getting close to 10, and he's got some gray, but he's doing good.
Oh,
My little dog
shoot.
Jenny's doing good.
Yeah, they're good.
I'm like, I've been feeding all my dogs the same stuff, and they're doing pretty good. It's like, I don't want to switch them up. Ain't nobody got time to switch that food up on my dogs, man.
Yeah,
So-
and it can get expensive. That stuff I'm getting for the dog now is I think about $90 a 40-pound bag.
Ooh, man.
But I got two. One's 55 pounds, the other one's 75. So I kind of have to get a big bag, or they'll go through it in a week.
They will, man. Well, hey, we're going to step aside, take a break. When we come back, we'll get to all the folks that are joining us this morning. Samantha has a funny comment about that $80,000 Escalade a while ago, so I'll make sure that I mention that. Do want to remind you, we do have some giveaways continuing on, and all you got to do is text in the keyword GOBBLE on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. That number, 936-339-0139. Again, it's 936-339-0139. Text in the keyword GOBBLE along with your name. We always like to know who it is, just so we can also document that whenever we call you, so we'll know what to call you. Instead of just saying, hey, Bob, what's up? And it's not Bob. It may be Roberto. You never know. So we want to make sure we get it right when we call you. But again, that keyword GOBBLE, GOBBLE, on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. Text it in right now with your name to 936-339-0139. For now, though, we'll step aside, take a break. We'll hear some national news, a word from some of our sponsors. It is your show, as always, right here. Rob and Chris have you on a Thursday from the Color Bar. We'll be right back after this.
USA News, I'm Lance Pry. The Israel and Hamas war is now in its 40th day. The Israeli military has raided Gaza's main hospital and says it's a targeted operation against Hamas terrorists. The U.S. confirmed yesterday that Hamas uses hospitals and tunnels underneath to hide, hold hostages, and conduct war. The House on Tuesday passed stopgap legislation to keep the federal government operating past this weekend, sending the bill to the Senate yesterday. That chamber also passed the bill, and it now sits on the president's desk awaiting his John Hancock. West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin has expressed openness to a presidential run. The Democrat, who recently announced that he will not seek re-election in the Senate, told NBC News that his goal is to unite the political center of the country.
Every American should consider, if they're in a position to help save the country, I think we're on the wrong course. So I will do everything possible. Now, there's a lot of good people out there I hope I can motivate, and a lot of capable people, competent, that they've just given up. I said, don't give up. This is the best country in the world.
Comedian, actor, and TV product rep Kevin Hart is the recipient of the 25th Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. Hart will accept the award next year on March 24th in a ceremony at the Kennedy Center. The award is named for iconic novelist and humorist Samuel Clemens, a.k.a. Mark Twain. Previous winners also include Bill Murray, David Letterman, Will Ferrell, and Adam Sandler. A Missouri library is celebrating the return of its oldest ever overdue book, and thanks to its no-fine policy, the person returning it owes nothing. The St. Charles City County Library in St. Peters claims that a Sandra Boyenton book was checked out in 1993. Thanks for listening. It's well appreciated. We are USA News.
Right now, you can eliminate odors, mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses in your home with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules that seek out and destroy odors. The Thunderstorm doesn't mask or cover up bad smells, it eliminates them, leaving that fresh, clean smell, just like after a thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm is small, plugs right into the wall, and fits in the palm of your hand. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, or anywhere you want clean, fresh air. It even includes a USB cord for your car or truck. Right now, save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200, a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use discount code USA3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use USA and the number 3. Shipping is free.
There's a place in Huntsville and now in Conroe where you're more than a customer, you're part of the family. A place where style meets comfort and every visit feels like a treat. Welcome to the Color Bar Hair Salon. From the moment you walk in, our friendly stylists work to create a look that's perfect for you. Whether it's a fresh cut, a vibrant new color, or a blowout for that special occasion, at the Color Bar, we've got you covered. We pride ourselves on creating an environment where our guests can relax, enjoy a beverage, and let us do the pampering. We use top-notch products like Kevin Murphy and even offer hair extensions for those looking to add a little extra flair. And when it's got to be perfect, we ensure you leave looking and feeling your best self. But don't just take our word for it. Book a reservation or buy a gift card online and experience it firsthand. Visit us online at colorbartx.com and discover why at the Color Bar Hair Salon you get an experience that goes beyond. The Color Bar, where you belong. See you soon.
Have you heard of Google, Amazon, or Wikipedia? Their founders were all Montessori students. Montessori is the only educational method developed by a doctor using the scientific method for what was best for the child. Come check out our award-winning childcare schools at Tomorrow's Promise. Did you know that 90% of brain development happens the first 5 years of life? Early childhood education is the most important time of life. Come find out what makes us different and why we are now adding a 3rd location. Visit tpms.life for more information. Education you can trust.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
When you live and work in the town where you were born and raised, lots of people become just like family. I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Over the years, we've shared a lot of good times and some tough times, and I'm honored to be the one you call on in your time of need. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, our goal is to help our neighbors in need and always provide the most outstanding service available, even on those really tough days. I thank you for your trust in us. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we're here for you.
All right, friends, welcome back at it here. It's your show, 747. Little Boeing. We're going to get them to sponsor this. Boeing 747 right now here in Huntsville, Texas. They still make those planes, the big old jumbo jet, 747?
Oh, yeah.
747 in the morning. If you have to be at work at 8 a.m.
Big lawsuit or something, I can't believe.
I think they're probably under like 1 million lawsuits, all those manufacturers.
That specific one, I believe. Remember the new ones were crashing?
Oh, yeah, not good.
The navigation or something was going on. I don't know.
Every time I see the word like "not," I think of the movie Office Space. You ever see that movie? And they're trying to pronounce Samir's last name, and the consultants are going, Naga, not going to work here anymore, that's for sure. Well, you know what is going to work? If you have to be at work at 8 a.m., 7:47 the time now, you still have 13 minutes to get to work this morning. So congratulations. We're not going to make you late, so make sure that you get up, get on time, and be early. If you have to be at work at 8, get there at 7:55. If you get there at 8, you're late, and if you get there at 8:05, you're fired. That was my old motto that I used to say at the IT. And I was such a laid-back boss. I believe in all of these, there's all these strength finders, and let's learn about other people, and those are important. But I think sometimes leaders put too much importance on these tests. The ultimate test is going to be you and I sitting together, shaking hands, talking, and that's how we're going to get to know each other. Because you can read all the books in the world, and you could take all these attitude and aptitude and whatever you want to call them tests. But at the end of the day, if you can't sit down and talk to somebody and shake their hand and just have a conversation, it's not going to get anywhere. And I'm not downplaying those because I think that they're important. But I don't go around showcasing my top 5, whatever they are. And again, I'm not knocking that stuff, but I just like to get to know people one-on-one, and through that conversation, you're going to figure out, okay, this guy doesn't like this, or I shouldn't joke around this way, or I shouldn't do this that way. And again, I think just so many people in manager or leadership positions, they put so much importance on that stuff, and they don't focus on the relationship part of it. And
right.
I've been blessed in life to get along with people that I have absolutely nothing in common with just by having a conversation. And you know what you do have in common? And I always say this: we got a heartbeat. That's the starting point. We all got a heartbeat. We all bleed red blood. And if you can start with that, I think you're gonna end up being things. Not to downplay again those qualities. I think it's important to know where you're at and stuff. And there's a lot of strength finders. I think is a big one. And it was kind of cool. I took that test, and it said like creativity was my top and something else. And those are important. But at the end of the day, I just want to get to know you, man. I just want to know your deal and what you want to do and how can I help you. We used to joke around in a car. I sold cars for 3 months, and it wasn't for me. And that was when I got the call to come. Actually, I was selling cars, and then I realized, like, man, I have to work like every Saturday. Well, I want to broadcast. That was my deal back then, and I was missing opportunities to broadcast. We had this tremendous opportunity to broadcast a softball tournament for Division III, and for me back in the day, that was a really big deal. And I just remember thinking, well, I got to work. And so I put in a 2 weeks notice. I'm like, I'm not going to give up on my dream. And but then I realized I got to figure out a way to make money too. So I started selling insurance. That's when I ended up getting the call to come broadcast for Sam Houston and back in the day. But I learned about all these traits and qualities. But the biggest thing I learned was I just need to sit down and talk to you, get to know who you are.
Well, if you don't like working Saturdays, this ain't the industry for you, because the hair industry is all about working Saturday.
Yeah, man.
That was the hardest part of in my younger days when I first started, was just getting to work on Saturday.
You're trying to figure that out. Hey, well, welcome back in. We are here. Chris Rangel from the Color Bar. He's your stylist, man. I know there's a lot of great folks that work there. We support all of them. Birdie, Gayla. I mean, y'all have such a wonderful staff. Pablo comes on the show with us from time to time. But today is Chris Day from the Color Bar, and so we want to highlight Chris, and we're so thankful for him and the great work that he does. If you've joined the show in previous weeks, you've heard Chris's story about how he got into the industry, but you kind of dabble in a lot of different things. And, one thing that I love about you, Chris, is you're just an outgoing, upbeat guy, and I know that translates over to what you're doing in the hair care industry. I will ask you this, and I probably asked you before, but, what have you learned the most about being in the hair care industry? What are some things that you've really grabbed onto and said, wow, maybe I didn't know this before I started this journey?
Probably, like you said, you meet you meet so many people, you hear everybody's story, but, just how people persevere. Just, everybody's got something going on. Everybody's going through something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, just to hear people's stories of triumph, through the years, people, beating cancer or, beating addiction or whatever. Stuff like that, you hear that, straight from the horse's mouth, those people, and their testimony. So
it's almost like you're a bartender. You always hear the stories of people talking to the bartenders.
Man,
they're doing that to you as a stylist.
Yeah. I used to say you're a stylist, therapist, and, all in one. So
yeah, you make it happen. You're also a confidence booster. Folks come in. I need to go see y'all, man. My hair's getting out of line. I like these headphones because it covers up my sideburns.
Yeah.
But Bridget's like, you need to do something with that in the back. I got that neckage going on. Rick and I were joking around from Tomorrow's Promise the other day about that. I was like, man, I gotta get this tamed a little bit. But Chris Rangel is joining us. We appreciate him being here with us today from the Color Bar. As always, we are here downtown in our studio, brought to you by Elliott's Jewelers and Paul Oley of the Gallery. And, of course, we appreciate the Color Bar being our Thursday Foundation 5 sponsor. If you need hair care, look, friends, I'm going to tell you, whether you're a guy or a gal, you can go to the Color Bar, enjoy a nice beverage while you get taken care of. Chris and the guys and the gals that are there are going to take excellent care of you. And, yes, they are open here. I had someone yesterday. It's amazing. Oh, didn't they close down Huntsville? I was like, no, they didn't close Huntsville. Do you watch our show? They said no. I said, well, you need to start watching our show because we're going to keep you up to date. The Color Bar is not closed here in Huntsville. Justin has a vision, like any entrepreneur, any business owner wants to expand their business, has a location going in Conroe, which I've heard is going great, and also taking care of folks at MRC Creekside. Huntsville location going nowhere. Kind of like in the broadcasting business, we call the main one is the flagship. That's the flagship. Let's be honest. That's the starting point for it all, man. Just like Corpus Christi was a flagship for Whataburger. So,
yeah.
Did you ever go to that one, like two-store Whataburger?
Oh yeah, I've been there.
That's
absolutely
pretty rad, man.
It's a nice one. That I think they redid it. Have you been? When was the last time?
I think it was like 10 years ago, but I think they've done some more work.
Yeah,
since
no,
then.
they've made it real nice now. They redid it, redid the whole building. But yeah, it's still. I don't think it's two-story anymore, but it is definitely new and improved.
A lot of friends here joining us. Let's get to these comments. And then what we're going to do, we don't have a guest today because our guest is Chris, but we're going to get to some different ways to cook a turkey for Thanksgiving. I thought this would be interesting. Chris and I, in between the segments, you asked me like, man, have you ever had a fried turkey? And then I was like, no. And then, have you ever had smoked turkey? I was like, yeah. And so it started a conversation. We said, let's just kind of change gears this morning. We're going to talk about the best ways to cook a turkey, and we want you to interact with us. What are the best ways that you cook a turkey? We're going to talk about that in a moment. I do want to get to our friends that are joining us this morning. Clay Talsworth over at 0 Degree Candy saying good morning, Huntsville. Rick Boning at Tomorrow's Promise, and also Kay joining us, his wife, at Tomorrow's Promise saying good morning. Good morning to y'all. Always good to hear from you. Jerica in Fargo, North Dakota. She's always with us. We always joke around. We say we're going to get Jerica a plane ticket to come to Huntsville. If you're a business and you want to sponsor Jerica's trip to Huntsville so we can celebrate her, we'll put together a day-long documentary of Jerica from Fargo. We'd love that. So, Jerica, one of these days, I promise, we're going to get you down here to Huntsville, Texas. Jennifer Augustinetti says, good morning. It's a terrific and thankful Thursday. She says, I'm thankful for God's mercies that are new each day. Have a blessed day. We love you, Jennifer. Good to hear from you today. Steph Valley over at Magnolia Kennel saying good morning. Samantha Havard, good morning to you, Miss Samantha. Kyle Kreiner, I always love Kyle too. He says, morning. He thought that we broke the broadcast because when we came on, it just had the Color Bar logo for the first minute or so. We did that on purpose. We didn't break it. 0 Degree, again, Clay Talsworth, good morning to you. Mackenzie Oliver, who won some prizes from us last week. Brittany Wright over at the Color Bar Tanning Salon saying hello. Good morning to you, Brittany, and your wonderful little boy, Bo, who's 3 years old. So we appreciate you, Brittany. Also, good morning to Billy Cawthon over at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Here's what I was talking about earlier. We were talking about, would you want an $80,000 Escalator to cash? You said the cash. You don't have to pay the taxes. Samantha was 100% right. When I said $80,000, I was like, I'm out of my mind. She said that may get you one in 2018. You ain't going to get no $80,000 Escalade now. It's about 120 probably, I would imagine.
Yeah, at least $100K for sure.
I saw a Hummer over at the local auto dealer here, electric Hummer.
Electric?
107, I think it was $106,000.
An electric Hummer?
Electric Hummer. I didn't even know they existed, man.
I didn't either.
Electric Hummer. And then a buddy of mine, Fraser, was saying, have you seen the videos on YouTube of these electric like SUVs like this? I was like, yeah. And he goes, no. Have you seen them, the ones that are, putting boats in the water? I said, no. He goes, they're catching on fire.
Oh, my God.
They're driving them down. And And we learned from the Huntsville Fire Department, Greg Mathis with our HRLI class, we went and learned more about our local fire department. Greg was saying that those electric vehicle fires are some of the most kind of difficult ones because these batteries sometimes will burn for
keep burning,
days.
yeah.
And so they have a foam now that they put on the electric vehicles. It's a whole different way to fight a fire when you have an electric vehicle
Right.
with the
I
fire.
figure that, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think you could throw water on it. It may come back and shock you. So
Have you seen the one that Elon Musk created?
Mm.
Oh, man, it's crazy.
Oh, that armored-looking truck thing? Is that what you're talking about?
I think it's done. Like, they're going to start producing them now. So you might – I don't know how many you'll see over here in Texas, but I'm sure if you go out to California, you probably see a bunch out there.
Those things, there's Irma driving by. She didn't even honk at us this morning. Come on, Irma. We need that Irma honk.
Yeah,
those things look,
they always joke
they're
that
not cool.
It looks like the truck that you drove when that you drew when you were a kid.
Yeah.
You're like 4.
You remember Did you ever read Motor Trend like growing up?
Oh, yeah.
And you
Absolutely.
would see vehicles that we see today with the styles back then. Oh,
Right.
those are so futuristic.
Right.
And now they're here.
Yeah, they are.
That
They
looks
are.
like something you would have seen in a Motor Trend in the early 90s is what those trucks look like, man.
Yeah, it was. I miss those old body styles and
They were
trucks
there.
from back in the day.
Tara Burnett joining us from Harts Veterans Museum. Good morning, Huntsville. Have a great day. When you were talking about, I guess, out there at the lake, I can't even remember, man. Lake Livingston.
Yeah.
You were talking about the island out there. Brittany said that's a great island. Rick saying, I love to swim. Rick, I miss you today, buddy. Come on, come in here and hang out with us for a little bit. Quentin Glaze is saying, good morning. Steph Valley was chiming in earlier from Magnolia Kennel, and she said every dog is different, just like people with any illness. We were talking about allergies that dogs have, and 100% right. She went on to say, my dog Stanley is allergic to cats, and it has been verified by a test.
Okay, I am too.
So, and then my sweetheart, Bridget. Love you, sweetheart. She's joining in with a little good morning sunshine coming your way here on the show this morning.
I'm even allergic to cockroaches. I didn't even know that. Ooh. I didn't know you could be allergic to
What do you do? You
cockroaches.
start sneezing or what?
I'm really allergic to cockroaches, apparently.
Did one bite you or what, man?
No, when you take a test, they test you for it, and I have to take allergy tests every so often because of my allergies. But, yeah, it was cats, and they give you a chart, and it's
I'm not
4.
laughing, but cats and cockroaches, man.
Yeah, it's.
Where do they come up with this stuff?
I have no idea. And they test you for every tree and every mold, and they give you the chart, and it says 4 plus 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 plus. 4 is the highest severity, and then plus 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 is even more severe after that. Well, the two highest were cats and cockroaches. 4 plus 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 plus.
There must be something that they pick up on their, I don't know, on their legs with that fuzzy stuff on their legs. You know, the hair on their legs, and pick up something.
I had no idea.
All right, man. Well, good news is you weren't sneezing bad because we don't have a cockroach problem here at the studio, so we are good.
We're good.
We do have a beautiful butterfly that came in here and it got stuck in here and it's not flying anymore. I just left it because it looked beautiful. It was on the window.
Oh yeah.
Probably need to take it out of here. So, all right, let's get involved in something here this morning as we continue on. Kyle said something funny. I'm always allergic to something. Allergic to people not telling, just saying. I won't say the word, Kyle, but Kyle says I'm always allergic to people just running their mouth. Let's put it that way. You know where I'm going with that.
We got you. Get the drift.
All right, here we go. Check this out this morning. By the way, I wanted to remind you, it's International Check Your Wipers Day. Make sure you check your windshield
I
wipers.
just got brand new ones this week.
They're getting expensive, man. I get
$16.
I get
That's the cheap ones.
I go all out and I get the Rain-X every once in a while, and I'm like, dude, them things are like 40 a piece. I'm done
I did
with
get
that.
a good one on the driver's side, and I got a cheap one for the.
So check that out. Hey, and this is a big one too. The third Thursday in November. I know we're joking around about the Wipers Day. It's true. Check your wipers. But it's also National Rural Health Day. And you think about communities that are out, and we live in a community. Luckily, Huntsville is a little more metro if you look at it that way. But you think about communities outside of this area. Beedice, so one that I think of. Not New Waverly, but Waverly outside the county. These smaller communities, Crabs Prairie, Howard, Trinity. You know, Trinity has a facility out there now, but it's very tough for first responders to get out to some of these rural areas, and so have a plan in place. If you're going to suffer, think about, and God forbid if you ever had one, but think about what if you were to have a heart attack and you lived in a rural community. It may take those responders to get out there. Every second is so critical during those situations. Have a plan in action ready. Think about that today. And I'm not the expert on what kind of plan you can have. I know you can contact your local ESD if you're in a rural community, which is your emergency services department. Those local ESDs can give you some tips. They can give you some help. Call your local fire department, your local volunteer fire department, your local police station too. I know rural communities may not have that. But most even small communities will have a volunteer fire department. Call those folks and ask them for some tips on, hey, what can I do if I live outside of a metro area to make sure that I get help fast when I need it. So think about that today. But let's get into it. I know we're bouncing around here. 22 juicy Thanksgiving turkey recipes. We pulled this up from food.com. But before we dig into their recipes, I want to hear your recipes. You're a cooking guy, man. It sounds like the way you're talking to me, making salsa for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite way to cook a turkey, or what's your favorite way that someone makes a turkey on Thanksgiving?
Fried turkey.
Never had it, man.
Yeah,
what does that look like? How do you do it?
It's you. I don't know how to do it. My uncle used to do it every year for all of us. We just had to give him the turkey, and he would cook it for us. But you use kind of like a crawfish looking kind of boiling pot, and I'm not really sure what kind of. I don't think you actually fry it in like oil. I think you still. I'm not really sure. You put it in some kind of broth or something.
But there's not there's not like bread batter on it, is there? Like
no.
See, when I hear the word fried, I think it's going to be covered like in this breading.
No. It's just. I think you just boil it. They just call it fried turkey. I'm not really sure. I don't know how to do it. Like I said, my uncle did it, but I mean, it's juicy. It's got a lot of flavor. I think it's the best. I mean, I've had them. Like I said, I've had turducken, which is pretty good. Of course, baked, smoked.
You're not a smoked turkey fan, though, are you?
It's too strong. It was a little strong. It was juicy, but just had a very smoked, distinct flavor to it.
Here's what Kyle says. Kyle's the expert at all this cooking stuff, and he says basically a stock pot filled with peanut oil.
Okay.
So if you put butter in there, would you have a peanut butter turkey? That's my question. If you mash up peanut butter, oil. Just kidding, Kyle. He said it's deep fried. Let's look into these. Let us know, too. We have a lot of friends joining us this morning across the social media channels and on Spirit Radio. Let us know this morning how you like your turkey. Here's some ideas. Gluten-free Brend turkey with herbs and honey.
That sounds fancy.
Sounds kind of fancy, man. Sounds good. Sweet. You want a sweet turkey. Honey Brend and smoked turkey. Honey Brend and smoked turkey. Those sound pretty good, too.
What's your favorite turkey?
I don't even know, man. I just like a good Mama's turkey. How about that, man?
Mama's turkey. The right answer.
Mama's turkey's the best. A quicker turkey. Spatchcock turkey. Never heard of that before. Save yourself some time on Thanksgiving by spatchcocking your bird. This method allows the meat to cook faster and makes carving easier than ever. Never heard of that.
It looks like you sear it or something.
Yeah. For those of you on the social media, let me just throw this up here so you can see what we're looking at. If you're on the Spirit Radio app, we'll just try to describe it for you. We'll put this up on the screen here, but this is what we're looking at. Man, this is going to start getting me hungry, and it's been a while since we've talked about food on this show. But there you go. That one is called, spatch cook. Kyle, what is spatch cooking? I know you know about that, man. Spatchcock turkey. Here's one. Glazed, apricot glazed turkey with onion and shallow gravy. Don't pass this beautiful bird by. You will get so many rave reviews. One tip, the glaze makes the bird brown very fast, so cover it with foil as soon as you need to. That does look good, man. These all look good. Classic. There's your old roast turkey. The old classic roast turkey. I think that's what my mom does, and those are fun.
Yeah.
Don't you just throw that in the oven?
Can't go. I think you put it in the.
You just throw it in the oven?
Yeah, you throw it in one of those big things and you let it kind of.
Like the big metal.
The big,
with the top on it.
Right.
I don't know what it's called, man. Classic herb turkey. There's a lot of herb turkeys. I don't think I've ever had an herb turkey before. This one looks good. Now, you mentioned this earlier. Turducken, I would have said rollade. Was that also give you
that's a different kind of. I had the one where they stuff it actually in the
This thing says I stuffed it with cornbread and wild rice, then sprinkled each layer with Creole seasoning. Oh, man.
I love Cajun food, so.
But that says
I'm in.
turducken. I would think of like duck, but it's not duck, right? There's no duck.
No, it's duck. It's duck.
Oh, okay.
It's duck and chicken.
Ah.
And they put it together and they kind of like.
And it's turducken.
Yeah, they mash it in and they kind of stuff. That's how I had it. It was kind of stuffed into the turkey. with some kind of rice or something or breading or something.
Chris, I would assume that's pronounced roulade or roulade. Roulade, probably. Roulade. I don't know that
yeah,
word.
Somebody from Louisiana.
Down here now, that rolled and stuffed turducken roulade. The thing is, I read it as rollades, and I was like, that's great, because if it gives you acid indigestion, immediately it's got the rollades in it.
Built in.
So it's built in. No reflux. That looks really good, though. Here's the easy one. Roast turkey for beginners.
It doesn't look very
This was my first
appealing.
attempt at a Thanksgiving turkey, and it was so amazing. It kind of looks nasty, to be honest. Has said that Miss Beckman said her guest devoured it.
Doesn't look like the apricot glazed one.
No. Look at this guy right here. This thing looks like an elephant. Look at that. Looks like an elephant laying down. See that? You see the spicy roasted turkey. I love this turkey. The spice mixture isn't too hot, but you can definitely tell there's some zip to it. And the meat is juicy. That's from Shelby Joe.
I would like that. I love spicy food, so.
Shelby Joe.
I eat spice on everything.
That's our girl, Shelby. What's up, Shelby Joe? The electric oven.
Okay.
Perfect turkey. I went in search of an amazing turkey recipe when I got the new roaster, and boy, did I find it. The meat retains so much of its juice that it just falls off the bone. That is from, I don't know, XAN.
Electric oven?
Electric oven. It's the perfect turkey. I just put it on you while I sneezed there, by the way. It made me sneeze, the electric. Do we have any cockroaches in here? I'm starting to sneeze, man. I'm kind of nervous. All right, next one. Now, this looks good. Oh, this looks good. I love a good stuff. For two, stuffed turkey breast with cranberry glaze.
Oh, I can't do cranberry glaze.
Come on, man. You don't like cranberries?
Yeah, I don't like cranberry glaze.
Oh, that looks so good. All right, next one, as we continue on here, 22 different varieties of turkey. Smoked, the spice rub turkey.
That's what my brother-in-law did, that one right there.
The spice rub turkey?
Yeah, the smoked spice rub. And it's okay. It has a lot of flavor, but it's very overpowering when you smoke it.
Are you getting hungry this morning, Huntsville? Sweet and salty, the maple roast turkey. I don't know, man. I just smell syrup when I hear the word maple, and I can't think of like a... I get it. I know the maple wood, and it's got that flavor, but when I see the word maple, I think of syrup, and immediately I start thinking, I don't want my turkey to taste like syrup. That's not what it's going to taste like, but that's what my nose and my brain is telling me.
Right.
Don't know if I'd like that. Slow cooker, the old turkey breast with fell-proof gravy. Fell-proof gravy.
See, that sounds like something I could do. What is it? Something easy.
I don't know. Yeah, that one looks all right. Here we go. Herb roasted, the mouth-watering herb turkey. Another herb turkey here. These are more recipes. And look at this guy. The bacon lattice turkey. Are you a bacon fan?
Not really.
You might be with this one. That thing is completely drenched in latticed bacon. You think of a lattice fence where it weaves in and out. Mm-hmm. They have took time to weave the bacon around the turkey.
That's interesting.
A little gobble, gobble, weave it, baby. The old scalded Uncle Bill's turkey. Well, I went into the kitchen, boy, and I scalded that turkey. It was a goblin head, man. I scalded it. And I'm Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill's turkey. But Cindy's the one that liked it. So I tried this for Thanksgiving. It made the turkey super moist. Even the breast meat, I will use this method from now on. Here's the unconventional Thanksgiving turkey meatloaf. No, thank you. Not a fan. Just looking at it. I love meatloaf, not a turkey meatloaf.
No. I just had meatloaf yesterday.
I mean, that turkey looks like they haven't cooked it yet. That looks like they pulled the skin off of it and the poor thing's still bleeding.
I was trying to figure out what was going on with it. I couldn't even.
I have no. And then you see these people that know how to cook. They put all the decorations like the pumpkin. You're not even going to eat them little pumpkins, man. Get them out of there. Move that out of the way. Let's put some edible food in there, all right? Here's the old brown bag, the famous brown bag turkey. Did that start at Sonic? You remember the brown?
Oh, yeah.
The brown bag
Tuesday.
special. Do they still have that?
Yeah, Tuesday.
We'd always roll. Let me get the brown bag special.
That was an old tradition of mine when I was playing baseball as a kid. Tuesday practice after Tuesday, I get a brown bag special.
The brown bag special from Sonic. There you go. This one's not at Sonic, but it is the brown bag, the famous brown bag turkey. Now, this is starting to look kind of like this is the brine turkey, Alton Brown's brine turkey. Brand or brine? I can't remember.
Brined.
Brined.
I believe.
Looks good. I've had them like this before. All right, the grill, the basil lemon turkey breast. It's not really a good picture, so I can't really decide on that one. There you go. There's your bad boy. Fried, deep fried turkey. It's awesome. Our family had deep fried for our Thanksgiving a few years now, and it was the best recipe I found. The meat was tender and juicy with a nice apple flavor.
Oh, man, it's something.
All right.
You got to try it. If you hear anybody in town doing it, man, you got to get one.
There you go. Those are your 22 turkey recipes. Sally Hosey said, I love my turkey classic with stuffed cornbread stuffing. Makes the house smell good. We have fried our turkey the last few years. I think that's like a big thing since the advent of the internet and social media. You know, someone will say, man, I did this. All of a sudden it starts spreading like wildfire. Because 10 years ago, I did hear of fried turkeys. I said earlier I haven't really heard that. I did because I think my dad fried a turkey one time. But I go back to like 10 years in the internet and social media. Someone posts something, then everybody's got to try it.
Right.
We haven't had one of those internet sensations come through lately. Like, you remember the ice bucket challenge was one of the last ones.
Or Tide Pods.
Yeah,
just kidding.
Yeah, that was a dumb one. But has there been one lately that you've heard of? Like, you gotta, like, you remember the push-up challenge?
The last one was people jumping off boxes or onto boxes. You remember, or trying to stack.
That was the last
chairs, or no, it was the milk crates.
Yes, and how high up could you walk on them before they fell? Man, we got to think of this, Chris. Like, what can you and I start that could go viral as an internet sensation? You know, we got to
something.
We got to try that. Maybe I'll fill my bed of my truck with plastic and dump ice in it, and we'll call it the bed of the ice truck challenge. How long can you stay in there? Don't want to do that. Just kidding. I would not do that. I don't know, man. We'll think of something. It's got to be good though. They can't be harmful. You know, we're not eating Tide Pods. You know what? The last one that I remember was the chip, the spicy chip. You can buy
yeah,
and
the spicy chip challenge.
People had died from that. Did you hear about that? There was a couple people that
died.
It
doesn't surprise me.
And they took the chip off Amazon.
I mean, some of those places that serve, like if you go to a restaurant that serves a really hot wing or something, I mean, usually they'll make you sign a waiver.
Yeah, that you.
Yeah, so.
All right. Well, hey, we're going to step aside. We're going to take one final break. I do have some news regarding the McKenzie Barbecue fundraiser, and we'll have some updates on that. Some positive news this morning, but it will require that date to be moved up a little bit sooner. But I'm going to share that with you soon. We've been talking about it all week. We just put an article on the website yesterday, so we'll have to get that updated. But I will mention that. We'll also have your final opportunity this morning to text in the keyword GOBBLE. We are giving away, you know what I'm feeling like giving away today? Chris, let me try to slide over here real quick. Text in the keyword GOBBLE along with your name on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. That number, 936-339-0139. Oh, man. Whoa. Ooh. Yikes. Look at this, Chris. Hold on, man. Hold on. Now, we are a family-friendly program here. But somebody today may want this. Oh, look at this bad boy. This is a little margarita mix, isn't it?
Yep.
Check this out. A margarita mix here with the glasses and everything.
Pretty cool glasses.
From our friend Nancy King from King and Company Consulting. I got to be careful with these glasses. Boy, look at that, man.
It's nice.
Look how beautiful this is. She's put these together. So maybe that's your flavor today. We are giving away this, and if you're not a margarita partaker, you know, we'll give this. We've got a different one that we can give you as well. But that is going to be the winner today. This is beautiful. Even the glasses. I mean, I would just keep the glasses. Those are awesome.
Yeah, they're nice.
So a big, big, big thank you to Nancy King from King and Company Consulting for hooking us up with this prize pack today. All you got to do, text in the keyword GOBBLE and your name on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line at 936-339-0139 for your chance to win. We'll call the winner. We'll also talk about that McKenzie barbecue benefit when we come back. Stay with us. More to come here on your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
There's a place in Huntsville and now in Conroe where you're more than a customer, you're part of the family. A place where style meets comfort and every visit feels like a treat. Welcome to the Color Bar Hair Salon. From the moment you walk in, our friendly stylists work to create a look that's perfect for you. Whether it's a fresh cut, a vibrant new color, or a blowout for that special occasion, at the Color Bar, we've got you covered. We pride ourselves on creating an environment where our guests can relax, enjoy a beverage, and let us do the pampering. We use top-notch products like Kevin Murphy and even offer hair extensions for those looking to add a little extra flair. And when it's got to be perfect, we ensure you leave looking and feeling your best self. But don't just take our word for it. Book a reservation or buy a gift card online and experience it firsthand. Visit us online at colorbartx.com and discover why, at the Color Bar Hair Salon, you get an experience that goes beyond. The Color Bar, where you belong. See you soon.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce the upcoming addition of our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori. Contact us today at tpms.life. Third location on Veterans Memorial, coming soon. Education you can trust.
Hey friends, Rob Hip here. As a guy, jewelry's not really my thing. I never know what I'm looking for. I feel uncomfortable, and I just don't understand how certain things look good together. But that's why I depend on Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Whenever Bridget and I wanted to get engaged, we said, we need to go to a place to where someone's going to take care of us. They're going to make me feel comfortable as a guy, but they're also going to take care of her needs as well. So I went into Elliot's, and he was so gracious and compassionate with my understanding, and I wanted something that looked a little masculine for my engagement band, and he said, I've got the perfect thing for you. And he found some white hammered gold that was trimmed in 14 karat gold, also put a diamond on that ring to signify my love for Bridget, and as we grow and our family grows, we can put a diamond around the rest of those. So friends, if you're looking for someone that is dedicated to customer service, that understands the needs of people and does what's right all the time, there's nobody better than my friend. It's Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com.
When you live and work in the town where you were born and raised, lots of people become just like family. I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Over the years, we've shared a lot of good times and some tough times, and I'm honored to be the one you call on in your time of need. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, our goal is to help our neighbors in need and always provide the most outstanding service available, even on those really tough days. I thank you for your trust in us. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we're here for you.
All right, it's a day that I've longed to celebrate, and I celebrate it way too much. It is also National Fast Food Day today. Hello, Burger King. You know what I'm waiting on, Chris? I'm waiting on my bad boy to come back. Bridget, if you're listening, sweetheart, you already know where I'm going. It only comes once a year, and I don't know why I like it, but I think it is great. Somebody put a video out on YouTube years ago that said it was made of all this fake stuff. McDonald's replied and said, nope, here's the actual real video. And it was from a meat producer. That ought to tell you something. Probably not legitimate, but I just choose to side with McDonald's. The McRib.
Oh, yeah.
I like that sauce, those onions, and that pickle.
Give me one today.
I didn't
know they were back.
I don't know if they're back yet.
Oh.
They're coming back soon. They have to be. It's National Fast Food Day today, though. And, I woke up this morning, and I on my way into work, I said, here to the studio, I said, I'm going to do a public thing today where I'm going to put a calendar behind me, a whiteboard, and I'm going to say days without a Coke Zero. I'm not going to start that right now because Thanksgiving's coming up. I'm going to start that at the beginning of the year.
There you go.
January the 1st. I'm going to try to go an entire month without drinking a soda.
That's good.
And we'll see what happens.
I don't drink really sodas too much. I drink energy drinks, Rock Stars, but I'm not big on Cokes or anything like that.
K-Boning Tomorrow's Promise says it takes 20 days to break a habit. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try January, well, probably the 2nd because I'd like to have one on New Year's. So maybe January the 6th, you're always giving yourself excuses of, and then there's also like National Drink a Soda Day, January the 4th. So, no, I'm just kidding. But I'm going to try it. I'm going to try like January the 2nd. I'm going to try to go a month without a Coke Zero and see what happens. So,
do you ever give up stuff for Lent? Do you do something hard? Do you do easy? Do you the easy way out?
I don't really give up, I give out. I tithe a little more at church. That's what I give. I give up the extra $20 I have in my wallet.
There you go. That's good. Hey, that's
good. So, anyways, hey, we were talking earlier Thanksgiving traditions, and you had a funny one. A little cheating going on in the family there. Tell us about your. You mind telling us about that? Some cheating going on in the Rangel family at Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So we usually eat around 2 or 3, and then we watch the college football games that they have on Thanksgiving Day, and then we play little cards at the end of the evening. Little dime, nickel, card game, just regular playing cards. Call the dealer calls it. Well, when my grandmother was still alive, she used to always win, and then we'd accuse her of cheating because we knew she was cheating. and she'd get all defensive and get all mad and riled up. So, but we knew she was cheating because how else could you win every game?
That's right. Granny cheating. You can't.
You can't really. You gotta let her just keep winning and just.
Yeah, you can't. You cannot get angry at Grandma for
that.
Hey, let's do something real quick that we've never done on the show. Are you cool with this real quick? What we're going to do? Hopefully we don't get yelled at, all right? Let's do something here. You're going to be a part because we're talking about this McRib, and I've just seen chatter on the internet. Let's see. We're gonna have a little fun this morning. Now, we're not going to interrupt people because they're busy. All right, but we are going to try to contact somebody here, and all right, we're not going to joke with them because they're working. All right, but I want to get some clarity this morning on a very important topic. Uh-oh, hold on, I got to turn the music off. Here we go.
You prank calling?
No, we're calling.
Elijah McDonald.
Hey, good morning. We're a radio show. We're not pranking you, but we were talking about the McRib on our morning show this morning. Is the McRib back?
Yes, it is.
Yes, that's all I need. And y'all have it here in Huntsville.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Awesome.
Is one last question? Is there any deals with the McRib, like buy one get one for $1? Is there anything like that going on?
No, not right now, sir.
No, not right now. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much. I know what I'm having for lunch today. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Happy National Fast Food Day. Bye-bye. There we go, dude. It's back.
It's back.
It's back. The McRib is back.
Awesome.
All right, there you go. You heard about it first. I'm excited, man.
So you said you do pickles? You do with the pickles?
I do the onions and pickles.
Oh,
Bridget, McRib, baby, it's back.
I do no pickle, no onion guy.
All right, the McRib is back. We have received official confirmation this morning that and I had to let them know because so many of these radio guys, they call and prank. These people are trying to work. They're trying to make a living. I'm not going to do that to them. All right, let's head over to the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line, and we do have our winner today for the gift basket, the margarita gift basket. Here we go. McRib's back, baby. I'm buying one.
Yep.
I'm leaving here buying like 3 of them.
Well, it's breakfast still.
Good morning.
Hey there, old dumpling. You always
what's up, Dump?
What up, Dump? You always complain about never winning, and guess what? The randomizer picked you this morning, and you have finally won, and you can win because you're not on today.
All right, so you don't have to be there to win it.
You don't have to be there to win it, and you'll pick it up tomorrow. Billy Cawthon, the winner today, one of the 4 dumplings here in Huntsville at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, because every life deserves to be celebrated. I know that's not the tagline. It used to be that. Now it's the hometown experts in celebrating life. But, Billy, there's going to be a lot of celebrating in the Cawthon household. We have a margarita gift basket from Nancy King.
Oh, yeah.
So, that one night I asked you, Billy, because the Hornets weren't playing on a Friday, and I said, what are y'all doing? And you said, we're probably going to go to, what did you say? Like, we're going to go to Whataburger and go home and eat some burgers and put on a good Western? Was that something like that you said?
stretchy britches, man. Put on my pajama britches and eat some Whataburger.
Britches. All right, man. Well, you're going to be able to put on your britches and have this nice gift basket from Nancy King. How about that, man?
Hey, does it come with that Escalade y'all was talking about this morning?
No Escalade. Yeah, okay. It's an $80,000 Escalade. No Escalade.
I guess I have to go to the casino.
Yeah, so we'll save it for you, man. We got it here for you, and congratulations. Thanks for texting to win. Did you hear? Were you still listening a while ago when we just called McDonald's?
Yes, I had just stepped back in front of my iPad when y'all called McDonald's.
Dude, the McRib is back.
Yes.
Are you a McRib fan?
Am I a McDonald's fan?
No, but are you a McRib fan?
All right.
It's a different category of its own. It doesn't matter if you're a McDonald's liker or not. That McRib is in a whole league of its own.
Hey, look, dog, you put mystery meat in a rib mold, it still makes it mystery meat.
All right. Well, we're going to have a mystery tomorrow. I'm going to bring you one, buddy. All right.
All right.
Well, we'll see you tomorrow, Billy. Have a great evening. God bless you, my friend.
Y'all too. Bye-bye.
All right, there you go. Billy Cawthon, the winner today of that Nancy King. King and Company Consulting gift basket. Thank you, Nancy, for that beautiful gift basket. Billy and his wife, they're going to celebrate and have a good time. So, all right, the biggest news of the day on National Fast Food Day. Yes, the McRib is back. There are no specials, no buy one, get one for $1, but it doesn't matter. I forgot to ask what the price of the McRib was. I bet it went up.
It's probably $5 now.
The cost
it used to be $3.
I think the cost of like preservatives and
it was $2.99. I bet you it's $5 now.
Yeah, because the cost of lead went way up, and I think they put a little bit of lead in there. To kind of keep the texture and a little bit of. I'm just kidding, McDonald's. You don't do that. That's my just joking opinion. Don't come back.
Certified leather.
Don't serve me. And I wonder if the McDonald's I call was that sweet lady. There's a lady over there that always has different nails, and I always love complimenting her on her nails when I drive through there. So.
You know, there's an old saying that if you haven't been to a Whataburger, you're not a true Texan.
No, I've been to Whataburger a lot. Yeah. So you? Oh,
I love Whataburger.
Look at this dude. Kyle saying Mick disappoint. Bridget already knew she was listening. She said barf. Bridget, can I bring you a McRib? I brought it to her one time. That thing was so messy. She's like, how do I even eat this thing? And then she took a bite and she's like, no thanks. That's the best part of it, sweetheart. Sally Hosey, she said her husband loves the McRib. And Kathy Schweitzer saying, good morning, Huntsville. Look at this, too. Kyle says, I need to make you a rib meat sandwich so you know what it should really taste like.
The McRib's like menudo. Have you ever had menudo?
Yeah, but they don't put cow tongue in it. That's the only thing in pig's feet.
Well, as long as you don't know what's in it, you'll eat it.
Yeah. All right. My dad used to make menudo. We would not eat it. He'd literally put cow tongue, the pig's feet, the whole 9 yards.
It's good as long as you don't know how they made it.
Well, Miss Lupe Hernandez next door would always say, she'd come over, Charlie, did you make the menudo? And he's like, yes, I did, Lupe. And she'd take the whole bowl because we wouldn't eat it. So,
yeah,
there you go.
It's some good stuff. I love menudo.
All right, friends, that'll wrap it up here. Chris Rangel, go by and see him over at the Color Bar. He will take excellent care of you. They're all about helping people to look their best. And when you look your best, let's be honest, sometimes you feel your best. And so it doesn't matter where you're at. Don't worry about any of that. The Color Bar is going to take great care of you. It starts with your hair. It always says it starts from your top down, starts with the hair down to the feet. They don't do pedicures or manicures yet, but maybe one day the Color Bar nail salon will open up. Maybe that'll be Chris's venture along with Justin. We'll see.
Hey, they make some good money doing nails. I might have to.
Have you heard of the salons that have the fish that like you put your?
Oh, the eat your.
I think that's like illegal in the United States now or Texas.
I've only seen it like in Mexico.
Yeah, there was a guy that used to do it, and the health service came by and shut him down in Georgetown. They're like, you can't do this; it's not legal. But you'd put your feet in water, and the fish would like clean up your feet.
Yeah, I always wonder what that's all.
Yeah.
They eat the. I mean, I don't know.
You can only think about what's on your feet.
Yeah, it's just weird.
I mean, it's weird enough when a dog comes by and licks your toes, and you're like, get off of me. And then I don't want no fish eating my feet, man. Let's be honest. So we'll end you with that this morning on National Fast Food Day. Go by, get you a McRib. Tell them you heard about it on Hello Huntsville. And maybe we'll give away some McRibs, later on next week. I can't wait, man.
I'll bring you one next time.
I'm going to broadcast Newton and New Boston tonight for the UIL and the NFHS network down in Carthage. Ed Watto and I are doing that as we get to continue broadcasting. We're excited about that game tonight. A little 3A area round playoff action. But I'm going to tell you what, man. I'm excited about that, but I'm more excited about this McRib. I
just donated to Carthage. Get a ticket.
No, okay. You
gave him a
little something.
I just donated to Carthage this week.
Before I go, I did want to remind you, I was talking about the Lisa McKenzie barbecue fundraiser. Some really great news that we received last night. Our friends at First Baptist Church, Jason Bay, Pastor Bay does an amazing job, knows the McKenzie family well. I had an opportunity to go with Pastor Bay and our worship leader, Alan Barnes, and some other folks. We went over to McKenzie's barbecue here about a week ago. Got an update from Kevin. Of course, they own the McKenzie's barbecue. They used to have a location in Madisonville. COVID hit everyone very, very hard. They had to shut that down. Did not have insurance at the time, and things got pretty rough. And we've all been there, and we need to support each other. That's what Huntsville does. Well, the good news this morning is they have moved Lisa's surgery up. They wanted to operate as quickly as possible. We are still obviously collecting funds, helping with the fundraiser. We're still believing in God that, we're going to raise the money that's needed. But some good news this morning, the surgery date they've got a date, and it has moved up now. And so they have the surgery date of December the 7th. The issue with that is that the fundraiser was going to be held on December the 10th, but Lisa wants to be at the fundraiser. She said, I want to be there for the folks that are helping to support me during this trying time. And so we have moved that barbecue fundraiser up now. Instead of December the 10th, it is going to be on December the 3rd. So if you see flyers around town, I passed out a lot of them, and a lot of businesses have them hanging in their windows. But that fundraiser now will be happening on December the 3rd at McKenzie's Barbecue. So after church on December the 3rd, no longer the 10th, the 3rd, go by McKenzie's. They're normally not open, but they will be open on December the 3rd from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., and a donation will get you a sacked lunch, and, of course, donate a little bit more than what the cost of it would be. But we are covering the cost of the meat at First Baptist Church. But come on out, again, December the 3rd now, and you can still find out more information and donate online at fbchuntsville.org. So that's some wonderful news, as I know that they were wanting to get that surgery as soon as possible. They do have a date now. It is on December the 7th, so the fundraiser will be moved up before that now on December the 3rd. So that's the heart of Huntsville, and we love the McKenzie family, and Kevin and Lisa, Keith, the whole family. They have given so much back, and we want to make sure that this community obviously is given back to them. You can find out more again at fbchuntsville.org. Chris, anything to wrap up with, man?
No, just happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yep, happy Thanksgiving. I'll never forget the story. I got to mention this. Every time I hear something, I think of a story. There was a little boy when I did IT work. I'll never forget. I was at an oral surgeon's office. They did like wisdom teeth removal, all that, and they were one of our clients when I had my IT company. And all of a sudden, this little boy, all I saw was the top of his head, walks in there by himself. I guess he was in front of his parents. His parents hadn't came all the way in yet. This little boy just walks in, and I'm working on the computer, and I always say hi to people regardless. And I said, hey, little man, I said, what's going on? He goes, not much. Are y'all ready for Thanksgiving? And I'll never forget that. And he goes, not much. Are y'all ready for Thanksgiving?
Awesome.
And so I'm going to ask y'all, are y'all ready for Thanksgiving?
That's right.
You better be ready.
I'm ready.
Go by and see Chris. Let him know you heard about him here on this show. So we appreciate Chris, Justin Killingsworth, the Color Bar, and we appreciate you, Huntsville. Thanks for engaging with us. Hopefully we keep you entertained for an hour and a half every single weekday morning. Join us again tomorrow morning as the Dumpling returns. It's Billy Cawthon. He'll be on from Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home as we close out the week and look ahead to a wonderful and blessed weekend. Want to remind you, too, make sure to download the Spirit Radio FM app, as we have a lot of folks that are now joining us through the app as well, and you'll be able to keep up to date with local news, national news, and what's happening here in Huntsville. That'll wrap it up here on a Thursday. Big thanks to everyone for joining us, and as I end every single broadcast, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. Friends, we do truly need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Get out there. Get that McRib. Come back tomorrow. Let me know how it tastes. You get one too, all right? We'll give you a call and see how it is.
Sure.
Good morning,
Thanks.
Huntsville, and God bless. We'll see you back at it tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7 a.m.